Look closely at the edge of your laptop right now. If you're like most of us, you see this confusing, almost mysterious array of holes, slots, and tiny geometric shapes. It might as well be an alien language, right? I mean, you know exactly how to plug in your charger and maybe your phone, but what about the rest of those hidden gateways? Well, consider this explainer your essential guide for digital explorers. We're going to demystify this hardware and dive into exactly what is happening in the shadows of your computer and how your data actually travels through these tiny physical gateways to connect you to the broader digital world. To really appreciate the sleek machines we have today, we kind of have to look back to the tech chaos of the 1990s. Back then, connecting your devices meant turning your desk into an absolute spaghetti mess of cables. It was a nightmare. Every single device demanded its own weird, totally unique connector. Your mouse had a different plug than your keyboard. Your printer used this massive parallel port. Standardizing this mess wasn't just about cleaning up our physical space. It fundamentally revolutionized how our hardware speaks to each other. So here is our map into the unknown. First, the universal USB revolution. Second, the evolution of visual gateways. Third, Thunderbolt, premium power. Fourth, the unwavering wired connections. And finally, physical hardware security. By the end of this journey, you'll know exactly what every single port does and why it's absolutely crucial to your setup in 2025. Let's start with Section 1, the Universal USB Revolution, standardizing the chaos. USB basically arrived like a hero to rescue us from that 90s spaghetti mess. You remember how it evolved, right? From the classic flat Type A we plugged into everything, to the bulky Type B for your scanner, straight into the modern marvel that is the USB-C oval. It's totally reversible, slides in perfectly on the first try every single time. But the real secret here is the massive speed upgrade hiding in plain sight behind the port colors. USB 2.0 gave us those classic black ports at 480 megabits per second. Solid, but, basic. Then USB 3.0 brought in the blue ports, blasting data up to 20 gigabytes per second. And today, USB 4 on Type-C pushes a staggering 40-plus gigabytes per second with insane power delivery. Oh, and if you spot high-end yellow or red ports on older devices, that's sleep and charge magic, quietly juicing up your phone even when the PC is completely dead asleep. Now, before we get completely swept away by those massive numbers, you need to remember this one crucial tech rule. 8 bits equal 1 byte. Advertisers love to sell you an illusion. They use megabits with a lowercase b because, well, the numbers look absolutely massive on the box. But your files, those are measured in megabytes with a capital B. So that 480 megabit connection, it's actually transferring around 60 megabytes per second in theory. This simple math is exactly why real-world file transfers always feel just a little bit slower than what the marketing claims. Moving deeper, we hit Section 2. Evolution of visual gateways, from analog dinosaurs to digital beasts. Getting pixels from your graphics card out into the physical world has seen some truly dramatic leaps. Look at VGA, the Video Graphics Array. It's that chunky 15-pin blue grandfather port. It pushed analog signals, which meant your picture was often blurry, fuzzy, or had these weird color shifts, kind of like a wavy old TV broadcast. Plus, it couldn't carry audio. You literally had to run a separate cable just to hear anything. Fast forward to 2025, and VGA is basically extinct. It's been completely consumed by HDMI. This slim digital trapezoid is an absolute beast, giving you crystal clear video and high-def sound all woven into the exact same cable. And HDMI didn't just sit still. It leveled up drastically. Early HDMI 1.4 could do 4K, but only at a pretty choppy 30 Hz. Then, HDMI 2.0 brought us buttery smooth 4K at 60 Hz, plus high dynamic range for those deep popping colors. Today, HDMI 2.1 is practically nuclear. We're talking a massive 8K at 60 Hz, or 4K at a silky 120 Hz. It's flawless for next-gen gaming without any screen tearing. But for all its power, HDMI has one major stubborn limitation. It is strictly a one-port to one-screen gateway. And that limitation is exactly where DisplayPort steps out of the shadows. DisplayPort is HDMI's pro-level cousin. You can always spot it by that one clipped corner. It introduces the absolute magic of daisy chaining. This lets you run a single cable from your PC to your first monitor, and then another cable directly from that monitor out to the next one in a chain. For programmers compiling massive code bases, day traders, or video editors building multi-monitor battle stations, this is a total godsend. No more rat's nest of cables hidden behind your desk. Section 3. Thunderbolt, Premium Power, the ultimate all-in-one connection. Thunderbolt is this incredible premium tech forged by Intel. It disguises itself in the universal shape of a USB-C port, but stamps it with a tiny lightning bolt to signal its true power. And the defining number you need to know here is 120. That is 120 gigabits per second of pure bandwidth coming with Thunderbolt 5 in late 2025. Just let that massive pipe of data sink in for a second. With one single certified cable, you can power a heavy-duty laptop, drive 3 separate 4K screens at 144 Hz, or even hook up an external graphics card to turn a featherweight laptop into a desktop-grade 3D rendering machine. It's the ultimate connection. That brings us to Section 4, the unwavering wired connections, why the classics survive in 2025. Despite all our invisible wireless tech and all-in-one super cables, there are a few legacy heroes that simply refuse to die. Why? Because they do their specific jobs flawlessly. Take the Ethernet port, that wider, beefed-up phone jack formerly known as RJ45. Wi-Fi is super convenient for roaming around, sure. But to work, it has to convert your data into radio waves, beam them invisibly through the air, and then decode them. That translation step causes latency, tiny, microscopic delays. Ethernet, though, it's a direct physical pipeline. It skips the wireless conversion completely, giving you zero delay. That's exactly why competitive gamers in games like CS2 or Valorant swear by a wired Ethernet connection to shave off those match-winning milliseconds. It's the exact same story with the classic 3.5mm audio jack. It evolved from the old 3-ring TRS plug, which could only handle input or output one at a time, into the modern 4-ring TRRS. That extra little ring is everything. It means a single jack handles both your microphone and your high-quality sound simultaneously. It really is the quiet hero for pure sound. Think about it. Zero latency for audio pros monitoring a live recording, flawless positional audio for gamers, and the best part? No battery drain, no frustrating pairing issues, and absolutely no Bluetooth compression artifacts altering your audio. It just works. Finally, Section 5. Physical hardware security, the anti-theft vibe. For decades, the Kensington lock was the ultimate physical security standard. It's that tiny, almost invisible rectangular or T-shaped slot designed to let you loop a heavy metal cable around a table leg at a coffee shop. But today, it's fading like a ghost. Why is it vanishing? Well, first, manufacturers are ditching the physical slot just to save internal space for ultra-thin laptop designs. Second, the threat landscape has entirely shifted. Unseen digital threats, like severe malware and remote ransomware, are honestly way scarier today than someone physically grabbing your device. And third, even if a thief does snatch it, advanced cloud tracking and Find My features mean your device can be hunted down or completely wiped from afar. It was a huge deterrent back in the 2000s, but today, this little lock slot is more of a nostalgic artifact than a necessity. Every single gateway we use today stands on the shoulders of the bulky, slow connectors that came before it. As we look at the incredibly sleek, almost seamless machines we use right now, it leaves us with a truly provocative question. Which classic computer port is going to vanish into the dark next? Is it the audio jack, finally pushed into total extinction by wireless tech? Or maybe the standard USB-A port as the world fully surrenders to Type-C? Think about it next time you plug in. Thanks for exploring the edges of your hardware with me on this explainer.